Sam, now to our team coverage at 6. News 4's Russell Kinsall is learning about a worker with COVID-19 with no symptoms continuing to work at a senior care facility, but it's not as crazy as you might think. Russell is in Franklin County for us tonight.
Right now, here in St. Clair, there is an employee at a long-term care center for seniors that has tested positive for COVID-19. That person has no symptoms, is feeling fine, and is following the CDC guidelines for essential workers that are staying on the job. But if you think about it, who better to care for the residents that have the virus?
Last week, 3 employees at the Victorian Place of St. Clair tested positive for COVID-19. One of them that has no symptoms was given the option of taking a leave of absence, but chose to stay on the job.
I mean, we've always had a very dedicated group of employees that work in long-term care, and they become our residents' family. And especially now when you don't have any visitors, right?
Patricia Coakington is a VP with American Senior Living, which owns Victorian Place and over 100 other long-term care facilities. Victorian Place has had 12 residents test positive. 1 died, but 6 have fully recovered, and 5 still test positive but are asymptomatic. Coakington says it's not that unusual for an employee with the virus to still be working, and there are probably workers who've tested positive caring for older adults across the country.
If an employee tests positive but is asymptomatic, they can continue to work provided that you have the right infection control procedures in place, the right personal protective equipment in place, and that they only work with COVID positive residents.
The CDC approves of this practice and has a list of guidelines to follow on its website. The employee works exclusively with residents that are positive in an isolated section and doesn't share equipment with other workers.
You have separate entrance and exit. You have separate care equipment. The donning of PPE is very, very specific, and they don't commingle with other residents or employees.
So by having an employee who's tested positive for COVID-19 caring for the residents with the virus, that's one less worker that's risking being exposed. In St. Clair, Russell Kinsall, News 4.